Every Breath You Take by The Police. Now it's got some really cool finger stretches, Pinky working quite a few frets across there, nice palm muting exercises, and most of the chords are built from add nines, which I'll explain as we go through the video. But first of all, let's focus on what the fretting hand is doing, and then we'll introduce the picking pattern as we go through. Our opening chord, an A flat add 9, starts with finger number 1, fretting fret number 4 on the 6th string. This note is A flat. Then your ring finger is going to go to fret number 6 as on your PDF on the tab sheet, and it's on the 5th string, fret 6. And the pinky is going to stretch all the way up as far as fret number 8 on the 4th string. Now, if my thumb was high there, you can see my thumb is sort of peeking over the top. I really can't get my pinky to number 8. It's just really not going to happen. But as I lower my thumb, you can see my thumb's disappearing there. I suddenly find I can stretch really far, much further than I need to. So suddenly to go 4, 6, 8 is not that unreasonable anymore. Now on the opening picking pattern, you're going to pick strings 6, 5, 4, 5, and your fret numbers are 4, 6, 8, 6. Now before we go any further, I just want to quickly focus on our picking hand. And you'll see you've got your nuts over here, your saddles, your bridge. You're going to place your palm slowly, sort of half over the string, so it's slightly muffled. You can hear it's muffled there. Where this is unmuffled, now you can hear. And this we call palm damping, and that is going to give us the sound, which is going to sound like that. So the whole way through, your palm is resting on the strings, and what I find actually helps if you're playing a sort of a Strat style guitar is I actually hold my pinky behind the volume switch just to help keep my palm parallel with the saddles, with the bridge over here. Otherwise, if I do this, I'm going to dampen the bottom strings too much. So palm must be parallel to the saddles, to the bridge, and then I like using the pinky underneath it. That's not a must, just a suggestion. Okay, now back to the fretting hand again. Now I have seen two ways to play Every Breath You Take as well. So if your teacher shows you a different way and the notes still sound the same, that's quite acceptable. Whichever method or positioning or voicing you decide to use is your own. But this is the way I like doing it because there's a lot of repetition in the shape and the picking pattern. That's why I prefer it. Okay, what's actually done on the original, I'm not quite sure, but the notes are correct. Okay, now we've done the first, and I'm going to call out the fret numbers 4, 6, 8, 6, and then you're going to have a 5, and that 5 there is finger number 2, your middle finger going onto the 5th fret of the 3rd string. There you can see and hear the note being played. From there, back to the 8, 6, 8. And you'll notice that because it's palm damped the whole way through, none of the notes actually sort of ring or overlap each other. And that's quite cool because that means I don't have to keep my middle finger down. I don't have to pre-position this because this would be pretty difficult to do. So one more time from a sort of a top view, and you can see the hand there, how it's moving. You'll notice the pinky doesn't stay down. And it works quite well. That's your A flat add 9. Now when you go to F minor add 9, you simply shift the shape that you had down to fret number 1. So this note is F. That's my ring finger on the 5th string's 3rd fret, and the pinky needs to stretch all the way up to number 5 now. And now if you don't use that middle finger anymore, you'll notice that there's an extra 1 there on the 3rd string, which means that your first finger has to be nice and flat. Otherwise you're not going to get that 1 on the 3rd string. That's because the shape is minor. If it was major, the middle finger would be down, but it's minor without the middle finger. So that's what's separating it. Now about this ninths we mentioned, because all the chords use a ninth. If you take the A flat major scale and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, this ninth note is there. That's why it's called A flat. This is A flat. And it's adding the ninth. That's what add 9 means. Don't want to get too much more into the theory, but the same for the F minor. If you count up 9 positions, that would be your ninth note. So it's a F minor with the ninth note added to it. Okay, so you got your first 2 chords. If you put them together, I'm going to zoom out now so you can see left and right hand. And I'd like you to play along with me. You're going to play each chord twice. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's your first 2 chords. Now, after that, you're going to have a D flat 9, and then an E flat add 9, which is slightly different. We're going to zoom in now on the fretting hand. You can see the subtle difference here. Your D flat add 9 starts on the 4th fret, 5th string. That's your D flat. And this one's based on 3 strings. It doesn't go to the 4th string, as you can see for the A flat and the F minor. They use 4 strings. The D flat and E flat, if you look at the tab, only use 3 strings. There you can see the pinky going again. And then you got a 6 without the pinky, slow motion. And you just do 1 bar, shift up 2 frets, and do exactly the same. Now I'm going to sort of get your left and right hand together. You can see the palm in position now, muting the strings. There's my D flat on the 4th fret, and I'm going to do the D flat and the E flat add 9, 2 and 3 and 4 and, or super slow motion, 3 and 4 and, and after that you're back to A flat add 9. And you're home dry. Put them all together and you're going to have something like this. Now I'm going to just zoom out a little bit there, and then I want you to try and play through along with me. Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4 and... you have the basics for every breath you take. Now be careful, because if you look at the PDF file, verse 1 goes A flat, F minor, D flat, E flat, F minor. It doesn't go back to A flat like I did over here. The second verse does. So the first time around on verse 1, after it's done, it goes to the F minor. Now if you read the PDF, you'll see these little subtle differences in order to keep the song nice and accurate. So please be careful, watch, read, listen to the song, watch it for the small little changes, because you'd expect verse 1 and verse 2 to be the same. They're not. Verse 1 ends on F minor and verse 2 ends on A flat major. Obviously add 9s, not going to go into that too much now, we've been there. Okay. Then for your chorus, when it says OK and you C, the D flat, same picking pattern as we did for the D flat. Your A flat add 9. So you got the same picking patterns that you used for the verse, just your chord sequence, the chord structure has been changed. You're basically going from D flat to A flat. And with the B flat add 9, you simply take A flat add 9. If you're looking at head up now, from the A flat add 9 to the B flat, there's my A flat, B flat, 1, 2. So it's... and I'm ending again on the E flat. So nothing really has changed over here other than the sequence of the chords for the chorus. Now, with the bridge, it's got some pretty cool power chords, which I'm going to show you now, but first of all, you need to put your overdrive on. Use your overdrive. What you've just heard now is an E power chord called E5. 5 means power chord. and you're looking at the bridge where he sings really, really high, since you've gone I've lost without a trace. And it's going to be just one power chord E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And for the F sharp, you simply go up 2 frets. There's my F sharp. So your bridge is really easy. Now, very important, please listen to the original. Listen for that overdrive. It's really easy to hear when it comes in. And if you don't like your E and F sharp over here, you can also play it over here. But now I'm using my 4th string for my root note, and this is also E5, and an F sharp, still 2 frets up. And for those that say, but yeah, what about open E? You can do that as well, but it doesn't tend to work that well for the song. So for me, it sounds more as if they're playing the E and F sharp like this. You can hear, or here, or over there. So you can choose where you decide to play it, as simple as that. And the bridge is simply E, F sharp, E, F sharp, E. There's no strumming pattern. And directly after that, we're back to our original muted chords again. So after you're on the power chord thing, you're back to your muted note, and you're home again. That should give you all the basic tips and techniques you need for every breath you take. It's a really cool pinky stretcher, like we said. Just a reminder, make sure your thumb disappears to get the stretch open. You can see again with my thumb round about here, I can stretch really, really far. Actually going from fret 4 to fret 11. You don't need to stretch that far. But as soon as I raise my thumb, my hand doesn't want to open. That's your tip as well for the day. And I hope you enjoyed every breath you take.